We are not doing trendy today. Trends do not work for those of us over 40, and I'm going to tell you why. I have some specific products and techniques I want to show you to give you this full glam look that's very wearable and chic for those of us who are over 40. Now, the most important step for those of us over 40 is our skin prep. You can have the most amazing makeup products, have the best tools and all of that, and none of it matters if your skin is dry, flaky, all of that. So we've got to prep it really well. I'm going to start with some hydration because I tend to be dry. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Skin Thirst Spurt Drop. I'm going to put it on a brush like this just because once I get to my makeup area, I feel really weird touching my face. You guys, I'm so paranoid about breaking out because I have such sensitive skin. So I'm going to use a brush. This is the Anisa Pinnacle Foundation brush. I'm just going to put this on the skin, and this is going to give me that layer of hydration. And I want to show you guys, I don't have studio lights. I just have a light above here. I'm in front of a window. You can tell, see the window right there? So we're doing natural light today to give you the full effect. Put this on my forehead because that's dry like Sahara deserts. Let's put that up here. I've got to prime under the eyes. Now the next step is sunscreen. I haven't put it on yet. If you've already done that, then skip this step. But I'm going to use the Woe Glow by e.l.f. I like this one for over 40 skin because it has some sheen to it. Let me show you all the texture. So let me put this on the hand. Do you see how it has some glow to it? So if you have dry to combination skin, regardless of age, this is a great one because it adds some sheen to the skin. If you have oily skin, I would use the Haru Haru one, the yellow bottle. I'm going to put it here on the screen. It's phenomenal. It's upstairs in the bathroom. So same thing. Same brush, because I'm going to use this to apply my foundation, so I like having a little bit of that hydrating formula on here. So I'm going to take my sunscreen, and we're going to douse this on the face to keep it protected, but also to prime the face with a glow. And then I got to put it on my chest, because I have a lot of sun damage on my chest. Let me zoom out so y'all can see. I've been working on it, you all. I've been working on it. I've been using vitamin C, I've been using tretinoin, and I'm trying to fade these suckers, but this is a lesson for anyone who is young. Don't go in the sun. Always wear SPF because otherwise your chest is going to look like this. Put some on that. I feel like I have a pretty good amount on. Do you see the shine on the skin? That's what we want. Hydration is so important for over 40 skin. It's really going to help your foundation melt in the skin versus sitting on top of it. Now, the last bit of primer, I know I'm spending a lot of time on skin prep, you guys, but it's so important. I'm going to put a balm under the eyes because as I've gotten older, it gets really thin under here, and I really need to prime it with something hydrating. So I like using a balm. If you want to save some money, you can get the Aquaphor balm. I think I have it in here. Not the tube one, but the stick one. But I really like this one by Rock because it has a vitamin C in it. Let me show it to you all. But it also has this slightest tint of a peach color to it. Do you see? Come on, camera. Work with me. Work with me. Do you see how it has a peach color? It's not a lot, but let me show you. So I put a little bit of balm under here. Do you see how slick that is? That's what we want. So I'm going to take a brush. This is the Anisa concealer brush, and I'm going to blend that out. And look, now my skin is hydrated. It's glowing. It's fully prepped. So whatever I put on top is literally just going to melt into the skin. Now we're going to correct the skin because I have dark circles under here. Using a corrector versus concealer for me really helps smooth out the skin, especially my eyes. My eyes are always my problem area. I'm going to use this one by Chanel. I know it's a little pricey, you all. I have so many correctors. Actually, I'll show you. Look how many correctors I have. So many correctors, and there's more in my cabinet here, and a lot of them will slip. I keep coming back to the Chanel one. I kept trying not to love it because I was like, man, this is so expensive for a concealer, but I want to show you all. It just sets. A lot of correctors will slip around as soon as I put my foundation on top, so it kind of defeats the purpose of it sticking on there and staying. So I like this one because it has the right amount of pigmentation, and once it sets, it stays. So when I put foundation on top, do you see how it automatically corrected all that? Now I still need a little bit more coverage, but once I put my foundation on, this is all going to smooth out really well. So I'm a huge fan of correctors. If you want a great budget option, it's still pretty good. It's not as good as the Chanel one, but not bad as the e.l.f. one. This is the Camo Color Corrector, and this is the color Peach. So that could be a great option as well. It's not bad. Actually, I'll put a little bit here just to show you all. See how it's the right amount of pigmentation? It's enough to where it's actually going to cover the dark circles, and the texture's not bad. It just doesn't stick as well as the Chanel one, but still pretty good option. Now let's do foundation. If you have a foundation you love, apply that. I'm going to show you my favorite combo. Instead of me using concealers now, I've cut out concealers because I get better results by using a dewy foundation with a little bit of matte on the top. I'll show you why. So I'm going to start with an Sheer Glow. I know you all are shocked. It's my favorite, okay? I love it. It's good. I don't care if it's not trendy. It's a great foundation. I'm going to use that Anissa Pinnacle Foundation brush. I love this brush so much because it has that triangle shape, so you're able to get here under the eyes. I can get around the nose. It's the perfect density, so I'm able to really buff this into the skin very easily. Look at that. Do you see how that shine is coming through? My Chanel concealer stuck down pretty well, so it's still covering the circles pretty good. But look at that dewiness. Every time I wear this foundation, everyone's like, oh, you have great skin. I'm like, my skin's okay. Honestly, I just know how to cover it with good products. I'm tricking you all. I'm tricking you. Okay. This side, I've got a breakout going on here. I got my dark circles, all that fun stuff going out. Look at that with just one coat of that foundation. It's beautiful, right? It's medium to full coverage, but dewy. It's really hard to find that combination. So let me keep buffing this in on this side. I dust a little bit over the eyelids as well. Now, this is the tip. I'm going to zoom out so you all can see. You know how I said I have that sun damage here? The biggest mistake I see from people, especially if you're wearing a full coverage foundation, I always do the chest as well. And I know you all think I'm crazy for doing this, but I don't want my chest. You see how my chest is speckly? It's a totally different look than this. This looks very flawless and smooth. This doesn't. So it looks very obvious I have makeup on. So if you want it to look undetectable, you've got to do your neck and chest too. So I'm not trying to show you all my titties, you guys. I'm not trying to flash you, I promise. But I'm going to buff this in, and I want you to see the difference of how cohesive it looks when I do both. Let me get these necklaces out of the way. I'm gonna do one more pump. And this is only if you're doing full glam, full coverage. If you're doing just a skin tint, something like that, you don't necessarily have to. But if it's very obvious your face and chest are two totally different textures, then you really want to apply foundation down here. And I'll show you what I do as well. So I do all that. Look at my chest and my face. Now they look the same. They're both smooth and the same color. But before I do the rest of my makeup, because I've got a black top on, I don't want to get this dirty, then I go in with a setting spray. I'm using the one size one. Sorry, again, I'm not trying to flash you guys. This is literally what I do every time I do full glam. I spray just a little bit on my chest and my neck while I keep doing the rest of my face to lock this down so it doesn't get on my clothes. Do you see how they're both the same? That's what we want. Now, because I'm doing full glam, if I was just doing for every day, I would stop here, put my powder on, go. But because I'm doing a full face of makeup, I'm now going to go on just the center of my face. Do you see how I'm doing like this? The center with a matte foundation. I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear. It's a classic foundation. I'm not using concealer. I'm doing this instead. The combination of the dewy skin all over the edges of my face with matte foundation in the center is going to give me this dewy look out here, but here where it tends to melt off and fade and separate throughout the day, I need it to stay put, so I need a matte foundation. So I'm going to put a little bit of that. I'm going to take a sponge and I'm going to tap this just on my T-zone, just like that. And doing this is going to give me extra coverage. So we're going to go one more time over the under the eyes. And I know you all are scared. You're like, geez, Marlena, that's a lot of layers. My eyes can't handle it. If you do light layers, I promise you can. And again, you've got to prep it. Has to be really hydrated or this is not going to work. It's going to look thick and cakey. So please don't skip that prep. It's really important. So do you see that layering these on top of each other? Now what happens is I don't have to use so much powder because the matte foundation here in the center is long wearing. That's going to make it stay put and it's going to mattify it, but still leaving the rest of that. Look at that glow. Matte. Glowy. That's the goal. Now let's set with powder. I'm going to use a drugstore one. This is the L'Oreal Blurfection one. This is the light pink color. It's phenomenal. Great price point. Such a good powder. It's finely milled. I wish you all could just reach through the screen to see how soft it is. Let me rub my fingers together so you can see. Look at that. Very finely milled. It's beautiful. Okay. The biggest mistake that I see with those of us over 40 is we can't do the baking. So anyone in their 20s and 30s, if they do baking, go for it. In our 40s, I'm sorry, it just looks too much. Least amount of powder possible. That's why I did that matte foundation first, so then I don't have to use so much powder. I'm only going to come in here on the center of my face and then my eyeballs, because I want to prep the eyes for shadow later. Center of the forehead, down the nose. A little bit on the chin. Did you see how little bit of that powder was? And I did the whole half of my face. And look, it's blurred it out. It mattified it, but I didn't put it all over. We're not baking. We're not doing all this stuff out here because I want that shine here. We We need that as we get older. We want it to look dewy and fresh, not matte and cakey. Now, one important step with any sort of makeup routine, you all, is your brushes are so important. You can use drugstore products, you can use high-end, all of that is fine, but if you don't have high-quality tools to apply your makeup, you're never going to get the results. So I'm always preaching from the rooftop. If you're going to invest your makeup money anywhere, get good tools. And the brushes I've been using throughout this video are by Anissa Beauty. I know Anissa personally. It's a woman-owned brand. She is known behind the scenes of the makeup industry as the queen of making brushes. And you all know I've talked about this for years now. The Pinnacle Foundation brush. If you do not have this brush, please believe me. I hope I've earned your trust after being in here for 17 years. This is phenomenal. I'm not joking. When I have multiples of the same brush, I have, this one's dirty from yesterday. I have in here, and this is not staged. I swear this is my actual makeup kit. I have another one. I have one, two, I have a second one. I have 5 or 6 of these in my makeup collection because I use them every single day. It's phenomenal. It works so well at blending the foundations flawlessly into the skin. So if you want Anissa brushes, they are 50% off from the 23rd to the 25th to celebrate Anissa's birthday. Happy birthday, Anissa! She's such a sweetheart, you all. In honor of her birthday, every sale that is made for these brushes is going to go towards Atlanta Community Food Bank. They're trying to donate $10,000 to this food bank. They're based out of Atlanta, you all. Anissa's all about giving back. I respect her. I appreciate her so much because she's genuine. She always gives back either to her community. She gives a lot to animal shelters and stuff. I just really stand behind the brand, and that's why I talk about these brushes a lot. They are our sponsor for today's video because Anissa knows that I love her brushes, but I'm telling you all, if you get any brush, I mean, all of the brushes are phenomenal. You will not be disappointed at all, but the two I consistently use every single day. I'm not exaggerating. You guys know I don't bullshit you. The Pinnacle Foundation brush, phenomenal. The angled concealer brush, also phenomenal. I love this brush because it gets here under the eyes. It spreads out the concealer beautifully. On no makeup days, if I just want to put on a little concealer, that's the day I'll wear concealer and some mascara. I'll just swipe a little bit under here. I'll come around the nose and here, just hide any spots that I have redness. Put a little powder on, mascara, lip gloss, I'm good to go. So I'm telling you all, between these two, I would not survive my makeup routine without these. So please just trust me. If you want to invest in good brushes, now's a great time to get them because they're 50% off. And every sale made goes towards Atlanta Food Community Bank. So thank you so much, Anissa, for sponsoring today's video. Your brushes are phenomenal. I love you. I stand behind your brand. I think they're honestly the best brushes I've ever used. Next up is the cheeks. Now, when you're over 40, do you have to contour? No, I actually recommend that you don't contour if you're over 40 because we tend to lose volume in our face, and adding contour is going to give you that gaunt look. But because I have a fuller face, I am a plus size woman, I want to chisel it out a little bit, but I'm going to warm up the face. It looks very one-dimensional right now. So I'm going to use this cream contour. This is by Marlena. It's phenomenal. As we are in our 40s, you all, creams work better than powders because they melt into the skin, and we need that hydration as we get older because we tend to get a little bit drier. This is also a Anissa brush. Their angled cream blush brush, phenomenal too. Do you see how it's kind of thin right here? And it's angled like this, so when you put it on, you literally can just tap it like that. So I'm going to contour under the cheeks, but I'm also going to turn it sideways now like this and come up here to blend it in. Do you see how it's adding just a very slight shading effect? It doesn't look gaunt. It's not too harsh. It just looks like a little bit of dimension and warmth on the cheek. That's what I want. Just tap it in here. And I love this cream contour powder, this cream bronzer, because the pigmentation is perfect. This is the color Hey Honey, by the way. All the colors I'll put in the description box, you all, in case I forget to tell you. So do you see how I'm applying this at a 45-degree angle? That's usually more flattening for us, and I don't want to come down too low. Everything on the cheeks, I've got to keep it high because, again, as we age, this part tends to sag down, so we've got to keep it high up here. And then because as I've gotten older, my hair has started to pull back a little bit, my forehead has gotten taller, I like to apply just a little bit up here to shade it in, and this makes my forehead not seem as prominent, and it adds some depth and dimension. It's subtle, but do you see how it kind of shaded a little bit? It makes my forehead not look so prominent. It's all that brain in there, you guys. It's all that big brain. That's so... So I tell myself, gotta have a big forehead to hold my brain. And then the last important step, as we get older, this starts to get loose versus sharp and chiseled. So we're gonna fake that chiseling by doing this. We're gonna put this all along that jawline, but you gotta look up because I've done this so many times. I actually had this happen yesterday. I got in the car and I was like, oh, I got like a full beard in here because I didn't blend it enough. So you really gotta blend it out like this. So again, that's why I like this brush, because it's dense, so it really works well with creams, but because it's kind of thin like this, I really can chisel under here. And then I'm gonna just do that. But do you see how that automatically warmed up my face and added some dimension? And it looks like skin because it's cream. Now we're gonna use a cream blush as well. This is the House Labs one, Perky Peach. You guys, you know I love a good peach. Same brush, pick up some of that on the stick. And I'm gonna just tap this on here. Do you see how with it being cream, look at that luminosity? It instantly makes me look more youthful, more fresh, because it just gives you that beautiful glow to the cheeks. Do you all hear Lexi snoring in the background? She snores like a freight train. Like, I love my doggy, but jeez, sounds like a grizzly bear in here. Isn't that pretty? I just love a good dewy peach cheek. Now for the brows, you need two things: a good brow pencil that's kind of dry formula and a brow gel. I'm going to use this one by Senna Cosmetics. It's their Sketch-A-Brow. I want to show you why I like this one so much. It's drier. As we get older, obviously our brows start to thin, so we really need to fill them in. If you don't have a dry pencil, let me show you all. Do you see how that's kind of dry? So I can do, but it's a very fine tip, I can do hair strokes with just a pencil and it looks natural. It doesn't look drawn in. So I have a little bald spot right here, missing some hairs right here. Do you see how it's kind of rounded here? I want it to be more straight. So I'm going to do, let me zoom in, getting real close to you all. We're real close right now. Okay. I'm going to do a hair stroke like that. I know it looks crazy. You see how I did 2 lines? Take your spoolie, brush your hair up to soften it. Boom. Hair strokes. Same thing here. I like a nice straight brow in here. I feel like it frames the face very nicely, so I like to do just a couple strokes. And then for me, because I have no hairs under here and I want my brows to look thicker, I then come in with a pencil and I focus filling them out mostly on the outer half. We don't want to fill them in too heavy in here. I want to do just light strokes and really fill out the outer half. If I go too heavy in here or too dark, it can close off the eyes and just make your face feel heavy. So light to dark, not as filled in, more filled in on the tip. And then the last step is just to calm the brows up. So I'm going to use this L'Oreal Brow Lamination. It's actually really good. It's a clear gel, has a little baby one like that. And we're just going to comb the brows up. And once it dries, it's kind of stiff, you all, but it really keeps the brows in place. So I really like to focus here on the inner part of the brows, and then I comb it through that way. I want my brows to go up in here and then kind of sideways on the outer half. And that's it. Bam. 2 products, different brows. Are you all ready for an amazing drugstore product? I'm talking like very affordable. I think $4 or $5. This eyeliner pencil, Essence Stay and Play Eyeliner. Get it. Trust me, I'm getting the black color. I want to show you how smoothly that glides, but look at that pigmentation. And once it sets, it stayed. So we're going to pair this up magically with a tiny dome brush like this. This is a Gabby Ross brush, Pro 11. I love this brush so much. And a black eyeliner. If you have fair features, blonde hair, blue eyes, fair skin, do a dark brown, dark gray, dark blue something. Black might be a little bit harsh. If you want a whole eyeliner video, I'm going to put that right here. I've done a whole video on eyeliner mistakes. So my favorite technique, hold on, I gotta touch up the eyes just a little bit. We're going to put a little bit of powder. That way I have a base here. We're going to smudge it just on the outer half of the eye. So let me get my mirror here. We're going to smudge it right here halfway. And don't worry if it's perfect, because we're going to smudge this out. Okay, so that's the shape that I'm doing. Take that tiny dome pencil and really quickly before it sets, we're going to start to smudge this out. And again, don't worry if it's perfect, because we're going to go over this with shadow. I just want to create a dark base. And if you feel like it's too thick right here, just take a Q-tip, you all. Okay, so that's the general shape that I'm doing right here. Do you see how it kind of comes up in a V shape? We want to elongate the eyes and darken the lash line. Do you see how that kind of gives me a cat eye shape? So you can take that same brush. Now that we put the liner down, we're going to wipe it off. Now we're going to go in with whatever color you want. Purple, brown, green, whatever color you're inspired to wear. I want to show you a couple palettes that I really like that I feel like everyone should have in their collection. The Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, they have the cool one, and then they have the warm one. These are staple workhorses that you can use every day in our collection. I'm going to go with the cool tones today. So we did a black liner, so now I'm going to go with dark gray. Every time I do this, I get so many people like, how did you do your eye makeup? I'm like, this is so easy. Same brush. We're just going to smudge this on top of the liner to soften it, come up a little bit like that. I know you feel like, you're like, oh, Marlena, that's too much. We're going to fix it. Just give me a second. This is to set the liner, and I'm not doing black. I'm doing a gray, a dark brown, a dark purple, because I want it to soften as it comes up. I'm coming out to the side a little bit, give me that kind of cat eye shape. Then because I have a lot of lid space here and I want to darken this out just a little bit, we're going to go in with more of a taupey color, somewhere in here. So I went pretty dark for the liner. We want something kind of mid-tone taupey. If you have deeper skin, you're going to go somewhere in this range here. And I'm going to put this in the crease out here. And I'm also going to come across the lid a little bit on top of that gray we put down. This is really going to soften it and give me that really sexy, smoky type of look. And I'm using the Refer 13 brush, by the way. It's kind of a smaller dome brush. It's great if you have small eyes because it really gets in that crease pretty easily. I'm keeping the shadow mostly out here and just dusting it across that lash line above the gray to make this very seamless. Look how easy that was, you all. All I used was 2 colors, this one, and a black liner. We're going to come up here in the crease and a little bit above because I have so much lid space up here. I've got to kind of eat some of that up. I don't know what other term to use. We're going to eat it up. Nom, 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 nom. And then because I want some definition under here, that's where I'm going to go back in with that small Gabby Ross brush. And now I'm going to go in with this kind of color here, a mid-tone brown. And instead of me putting liner down here, I'm smoking this instead. This makes my lashes look thicker, but it's not harsh because it's not a dark liner. We're just using a soft shadow. See how that kind of makes the lash line appear more prominent? And it makes my eyes look less tired. Over here, I look pretty tired because I need to smudge some shadow under here. See how that's helping? Now for the lid, we're going to do a little bit of shimmer. I'm just going to use the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. Because I have some cool tone grays, I like counteracting that with kind of a pale goldish color. So I'm just going to take that with my fingers. That's the shade Muse, I think. And just tap this a little bit on the lid. Do you see how that just brightens everything a bit? It draws attention to my eyes. And this works great for hooded eyes because you want to keep the lids light and bright and a little bit shimmery. And it just makes me look a bit more awake. Lashes. Now, before you put on your mascara, this is really important. A lot of people skip this step. You've got to comb through them with a brush. This is going to remove any product you may have gotten on there, foundation, concealer, powder. We want our lashes to look full and voluminous. So I really got to just comb through them. This is to clean them out. And then lash curler. I'm going to use the Refer lash curler. It's amazing. Put it at the base of the lash. Crimp it. If you do not have this lash curler, it's one of the only brands I know of that have different shapes, different curvatures. So if you have more flat eyes, they have one that isn't as curved, so it fits your eye perfectly. They have 2 different shapes, basically. It's a really cool lash curler. So I'm going to put it at the base, middle of the lash, tip of the lash, and then look at my lashes already. They look fuller just because they're lifted up. Now, as we get older too, our lashes tend to get thin and fine. So I really like a mascara. I'm going to use the Dior Show one. I like a traditional spoolie, and I'll tell you why. You see how that's a traditional spoolie? It's not plastic. Traditional spoolies are really going to feather out the lashes without making them heavy and stuck together. Plastic ones can deposit a lot of product, which gives you really nice dark lashes, but it can also be really heavy if you have thin, fine lashes. So I personally like a spoolie type of mascara. It just looks more natural, it looks soft and fresh. It doesn't look like I'm trying to wear a ton of mascara, if that makes sense. Now, another thing that happens as we get older is our lashes get thin. So if you want fuller looking lashes, I love these Trios by Ardell. They're press-on lashes. I use these all the time when I'm doing full glam because you can just pull off a little batch like that. You don't have to mess with any glue. They're very foolproof. You just place it under the lash. I'm going to do the longer one out here. Press it. That's it. You see how it instantly gave me fuller lashes? So I had a 14. I'm going to do 12 now. Put the 12 right next to the 14. All I need is 3. And because they're little baby lashes, they're so much easier to apply. Grab a 10, that right next to it, turn around, kind of press it. You can always take the little tweezers, kind of press that down, and look how natural that looks. It looks like I have full lashes, but they're big. Never. Now, another thing we cannot skip, I'm getting in teacher mode of like, do not skip lip liner. If you're over 40, for whatever reason, we lose our lip definition. So a lip liner is a must. I love the Makeup Forever one in Wherever Walnut. It's the perfect pinky nude. But if you have deeper skin, I would say go with Limitless Brown is beautiful as well. and it's a true chocolate brown color. The goal is just to define the lip. So I like to do the whole lip, and then on top, I'm just going to focus on the cupid's bow and then feather it out. I'm not going to come all the way down because I want it to be focused just up here. Let me show you what the Limitless Brown looks like. If you want more definition, you can always do that one just in the center and just the cupid's bow like that. And I know it looks crazy because we've got to put lipstick on next. So I'm actually not going to do lipstick today. I'm going to do a gloss cream. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Cream in Mauve Lives. This is a great color. It's a cool toned purpley pink. Do you see that? So gorgeous. I get a lot of compliments on this one as well. Every time I wear this, they're like, what's your lip color? It's such a pretty pink. And this paired with the brown, a cool tone with kind of a warm brown or a rosy brown, the contrast between the two is really nice. Isn't that beautiful? It's just a great color. And because it's pigmented enough, you don't have to do lipstick instead. Let me zoom out so you all can see the final look. Oh, we've got to set it, you guys. I almost forgot the most important step. That One Size Beauty spray that we put on earlier, you can use that, or one that I actually really like for over 40 skin because it's hydrating and long wearing is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake. I just bought the baby size to try it and I ended up liking it a lot. I think I'm going to go back and get a full bottle. So go far away, don't come too close. And you're going to kind of douse it, close your eyes. We're going to fan this like the queen that you are. Get my notepad here. Fan yourself. Get you some grapes, eat those too. So let me show you. Let's pull the hair forward. Whole full look. Do you see how it melted everything? This makes it long wearing, but it kind of gets rid of any powdery look that you may have on your face. So that's why I like that one so much. So look, it's full glam, but it still feels wearable. It feels chic, put together, very grown women like we are. So hopefully these tips helped you all with your makeup routine. Let me know in the comments below what other makeup tips you'd like for me to share with you. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next week for another makeup video.